Hi everybody and welcome to the DRF Breeding Report. I'm Dan Illman along with Nicole Russo, and this week we're going to take a look at a couple of early contenders for the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks. Specifically, the two winners of the major graded stakes races for two-year-olds last weekend at Churchill Downs. Nicole, let's begin with Road to Victory. We're going to take a look at her catalog page right now, and this undefeated daughter of Quality Road sure looked good winning the Golden Rod last week.
Yeah, definitely a big step up right off her sharp debut victory, trying dirt for the first time, going two turns here in the Goldenrod. And I thought it was a very game effort by both of the top two. She hounded the favorite Monomoy Girl the whole way around, didn't let her have an easy lead. It looked like perhaps Monomoy Girl was going to get the better of her and put her away at upper stretch, and Road to Victory re-rallied and came on to turn her back at the wire. And another nice filly for Quality Road, who's really having a career year with the likes of Kentucky Oaks winner Abel Tasman and Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies winner Caledonia Road on the track. A really nice season for this stallion.
This filly is Super Pinhook, a $25,000 yearling, sold for $500,000 earlier this year at OBS April after breezing a furlong in 9 and change, and Mark Casse has not been afraid to test her from the start. She made her career debut on turf, as you mentioned. We're going to take a look at that race right now at Woodbine. She was a universal good thing, bet down to 3-5, and she just turned into the lead on cruise control. She won that race on the lead. And in the Goldenrod, we'll see the chart right after this race for the Goldenrod. Boy, she handled two turns, dirt, no problem. Cassie's very confident in her.
Yeah, and I mean, the two turns, I think there's definitely a hit there that, you know, she wants to go farther. She's out of an unraced Tisnow mare, but Tisnow certainly a route horse stamina. There's a lot of international and turf influences in this pedigree, but there are also route influences. So I think the distance was not going to be a question for her, despite how quick, how sharp she had shown she was.
As we take a look at the chart for the Goldenrod Stakes, you'll notice that this was a very fast race, 1 1/16 in 1:43.36. Good enough for Road to Victory to earn a whopping 91 Beyer speed figure. Not bad for a two-year-old filly making her route and dirt debut. You mentioned a lot of the route influences and some class in this pedigree. The Fourth Dam won the Grade 2 Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. You've got a lot of nice route influences, and Road to Victory looks like an extremely exciting prospect. Perhaps we'll see her next year at Churchill Downs for the Grade 1 Kentucky Oaks. Let's move to the boys. A very nice, sharp winner, albeit in slower time, was Enticed, and this is a Godolphin homebred. Boy, what a fantastic pedigree. We're going to take a look at his dam It's Tricky, a 3-time Grade 1 winning millionaire, win the Coaching Club American Oaks in game fashion over the very good Plum Pretty.
Yeah, and this was a terrific race. I still remember covering this race at Saratoga. Well, It's Tricky outdueling Kentucky Oaks winner Plum Pretty back in third. Behind them was Royal Delta that day. Of course, we know how good she turned out to be. It's Tricky was also sharp enough to win the Grade 1 Acorn, going around one turn at Belmont. She trained on as a 4-year-old to add a third Grade 1 to her resume in the Ogden Phipps. She was also multiple times Grade 1 placed, several of those times behind Royal Delta. Kind of born the wrong year there, just hooked a buzzsaw. But It's Tricky, a very good race mare. Enticed, her first runner. Enticed is by Medaglia d'Oro, another stallion who's just having an outstanding year with horses on the track like Songbird, Dickinson, a pair of winners at this year's Breeders' Cup. Medaglia d'Oro having a stellar year, certainly can get you a route horse. And I really liked this race for Enticed. Yes, like you said, they went a little bit slower than the girls, but this was also a race with a lot of trouble in it, a lot of horses. I think some of them might come out of it and draw a line through it. That being said, I think a great education for Enticed. I liked the gameness he showed in the lane. And remember, he's coming out of the Champagne Stakes where you know, that race has come back pretty well with Good Magic, of course, coming out of it to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. A lot of things to like, I think, about this Godolphin Homebred.
I agree. The experience he's had from 3 starts as it pertains to traffic issues in big fields should certainly serve him well as he goes forward into the spring prep races for the Kentucky Derby. Like his dam, he showed an affinity for Saratoga by winning his career debut sprinting over a muddy track. We're going to take a look at the Champaign, a race that you referenced already, behind next out Breeders' Cup Juvenile winner Good Magic. And we're going to see he's in the very familiar Godolphin Silks, the number 4, and in mid-stretch he's in behind horses. Now he's outpaced a little bit. Very, very game to finish 3rd that day, and that experience really served him well in the Kentucky Jockey Club, stretching out to 2 turns for the first time. But you're absolutely right about the classy pedigree, the distance-loving pedigree. As we take a look at the chart now for Enticed's win in the Kentucky Jockey Club, I really like the way that this horse shows early speed, is able to maintain his position and still kick on home. That tactical speed is very important.
Yeah, very much so, and certainly you can't discount that it's over the Churchill Downs surface, that he went through the whole experience of walking over from the backstretch, seeing the paddock, all of that. Of course, it's a different animal entirely on Derby Day, but I think you've got to like the way that he ran over this track.
2 very sharp 2-year-olds for excellent trainers. The filly, Road to Victory, for Mark Casse. The colt, Enticed, for Kieran McLaughlin, a Godolphin homebred. They're on their way perhaps to some major prep races for the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby, respectively. And next week on the Breeding Report, we'll take a look at the Demoiselle and the Remsen winners. More exciting 2-year-olds all winter long here on the DRF Breeding Report. Thanks for watching.